We are ranking the 8 most popular flour brands from worst to best, exposing which ones sabotage your baking and which guarantee a perfect rise every time. From unpredictable bargain picks to premium names with surprising letdowns, this countdown reveals the real difference that protein content, additives, and price make in your kitchen. How does your go-to flour measure up, and which brand truly deserves the top spot? Let us start the countdown with number 8. Martha White lands at the bottom of the list for a reason. This brand deals almost exclusively in self-rising flour, a shortcut formula packed with baking soda, sodium aluminum phosphate, monocalcium phosphate, and salt. Instead of giving bakers a blank canvas, these additives hijack recipes, making bread and sourdough a guessing game. The premixed leaveners throw off acidity and rise, so even a trusted recipe can fall flat or balloon out of control. Martha White's blend of hard and soft winter wheats hovers around 10 to 11% protein, enough for tender biscuits, but nowhere near the strength needed for a chewy loaf or open crumb sourdough. At $14.51 for a 5-pound bag, that is a premium price for flour that actively works against most standard baking. When every bag is a wild card, consistency in the kitchen becomes impossible. Great value flour draws shoppers with the lowest price in the aisle, just 48 cents a pound. But that bargain comes with a hidden cost: reliability. Each bag is a product of contract milling, sourced from whichever regional mill can offer the best deal at the moment. That means protein content swings from 9.5% to 10.5% depending on the batch, despite the label's promise of 10%. In baking, that 1% makes all the difference. A loaf that rises one week collapses the next. Cookies spread too far or come out tough. Forum testers and home bakers alike report dense flatbread and unpredictable results, even when following the same recipe. The low price reflects commodity wheat and minimal quality control. For some, the savings are worth the gamble. But for anyone chasing consistent results, great value's variability from batch to batch can turn a simple bake into a roll of the dice. That is why it lands at number 7. Pillsbury's blue bag has been a fixture in American kitchens for generations, but its all-purpose flour is now a shadow of its former self. At 9.7% protein, Pillsbury sits at the low end of the all-purpose range, just a hair above cake flour. That means dough made with Pillsbury turns loose and slack, refusing to hold its shape in classic recipes. Breads bake up flat, lacking the chewy crumb and rise that higher protein flours deliver. Even cookies and pizza crusts spread wider than expected, leaving bakers frustrated by the unpredictable results. The price tag, $4.88 for a 5-pound bag, or 98 cents a pound, might look like a safe bet, but the performance does not match the brand's reputation. Bakers who grew up trusting Pillsbury for reliable results now find themselves reaching for extra flour or vital wheat gluten just to get their dough to behave. Name recognition cannot make up for lost protein, and the gap shows up in every bake. Bob's Red Mill stands out for its organic stone-milled flour. It appeals to health-conscious bakers who want whole-grain nutrition and fewer additives. Every bag boasts a protein content ranging from 11.8% to 13.9%, putting it ahead of most budget brands in gluten potential. But the stone milling process leaves more bran and germ in the flour, dramatically increasing water absorption. Sourdough bakers find themselves wrestling with sticky dough that clings to hands and mixing bowls, refusing to behave like the smooth, elastic ball you get from roller-milled competitors. Even when the protein is there, loaves often finish with a pale, matte crust, missing the rich, golden color that signals a bakery-quality bake. The $5.47 price tag for a 5-pound bag, or $1.09 per pound, reflects the organic sourcing and traditional process, but the trade-off is clear. Greater nutrition comes with real handling challenges. Bob's Red Mill earns its place in the middle of the list, delivering on health ideals but demanding patience and skill from anyone hoping for picture-perfect bread. White Lily flour has earned a near mythic status across the American South, and for good reason. It is made from 100% soft red winter wheat with just 9% protein, far lower than the national average for all-purpose flour. That means gluten formation is minimal, yielding a dough so tender it barely resists the touch. The secret lies in meticulous milling and multiple stages of sifting, which transform the wheat into an astonishingly fine powder. This is not just marketing. Bakers describe White Lily's texture as almost silky, a quality that turns out biscuits with towering flaky layers and cakes so delicate they seem to dissolve on the tongue. At $2.77 per pound, White Lily sits at the premium end of the soft wheat market, but its appeal is fiercely regional. Shelves in the Southeast are stocked, while much of the country has to hunt online or rely on specialty grocers. For bread or pizza, the low protein spells disappointment, but for biscuits, there is simply no substitute. White Lily's narrow focus is its strength, delivering perfection for a single beloved tradition. Arrowhead Mills stands apart from the pack with a reputation rooted in purity and strength. Every bag carries a trio of heavyweight labels: USDA Organic, Non-GMO Project Verified, and Kosher certification. Those labels signal that the wheat inside has passed some of the strictest standards in the industry. The flour itself is made from premium hard wheat, delivering a protein content that rivals dedicated bread flours. That extra protein translates directly into baking performance. Loaves rise higher, with a structure that holds its shape even in high hydration doughs. There is no bleach or bromate here, just clean, unadulterated flour that gives bakers full control over every ingredient. All those credentials come at a cost. At $8.26 for a 5-pound bag, Arrowhead Mills commands $1.65 per pound, making it one of the priciest options on the shelf. That premium pays for the rigorous verification process and the peace of mind that comes with it. For bakers who want both strength and a clean label, Arrowhead Mills delivers, though the price tag keeps it just behind the best value and the ultimate standard in the countdown. Gold Medal flour has earned its reputation as the workhorse of American bread baking, offering professional-level results at a price most home bakers can afford. With a bread flour protein content of 12%, it delivers the kind of structure and strength needed to produce loaves with crisp, blistered crusts and an open, chewy crumb, qualities confirmed by side-by-side sourdough tests at the San Francisco Baking Institute. Over 135 years of milling expertise show in the way Gold Medal handles high hydration doughs, giving reliable oven spring and a glossy crust that rivals artisan bakeries. Blind panel tastings consistently rank its performance just a shade below the top, with a single caveat. Bread made with Gold Medal tends to dry out a bit faster than those using the leading competitor, especially by the third day. Yet, for $1 to $1.08 per pound, the value is hard to ignore. The combination of solid protein content, trusted performance, and accessible price keeps Gold Medal firmly in the hands of both professionals and serious home bakers, earning its spot just shy of the top of the list. King Arthur stands alone at the top of the flour world, not because of a flashy label or marketing campaign, but because every detail is engineered for absolute consistency. The numbers tell the story: 11.7% protein for all-purpose, 12.7% protein for bread flour, both printed right on the bag and guaranteed to match what's inside. This is not just a promise, it is a system. Each batch is naturally aged for 2 to 4 weeks, allowing the flour to oxidize at its own pace, building strength and flavor without the shortcuts of bleaching or bromate. Every day, quality teams pull bags from the line and bake them into bread, cakes, and cookies, checking for rise, crumb, and color. If a bag does not perform, it does not ship. The result is a flour that delivers the same structure and lift, whether you are making a rustic sourdough or a delicate sponge. There are no artificial preservatives, no chemical enhancers, just wheat milled to the strictest specifications in the industry. At $1.12 a pound, King Arthur costs a little more than the average, but what you get is total control. For professionals and home bakers alike, that reliability means fewer surprises, less waste, and the confidence that every recipe will work every single time. That's why King Arthur is the unbeatable standard. Across all 8 brands, one pattern stands out: protein content and precise milling, not price, determine baking success. Consistency is not just about brand loyalty, it is a science built into every bag. In baking, your results are only as good as your flour. Choose wisely, and the difference is unmistakable.